Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and today the day has finally come where I get to talk about the Marvel Disney Plus series called Loki. And if you guys have not seen this, you gotta check this out because today is my spoiler review for the Loki show. So there are gonna be spoilers in this video, so you have been warned. So let's play the intro video and let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so we are in the multiverse now. I was gonna say the end game, but we're past end game. We're in the multiverse zone entirely. This show is my favorite Disney Plus Marvel show ever, and we will get back to that later in this review. Talking about why it's my favorite Marvel Disney Plus show. I'll elaborate more on that, but a few things I want to mention before we actually get into my list of notes. One is I'm wearing this Marvel shirt that has Groot on it. Actually, I'm trying to show you in this video. It kind of looks like it has the expressions of Groot on it. You may have seen this shirt other times, like with Darth Vader. Not on me, just on other people, kind of like with other characters, essentially Darth Vader I've seen. So this isn't merchandise, but I just thought I'd show you the cool Marvel shirt. I'm wearing this today for two reasons. One, for this review, and also I'm seeing Black Widow for the second time in the theater with my friends in a few hours. So I'm super excited about that. But I thought I'd mention that real quickly in this video. Also, this show does a whole lot here, and yeah, I gotta pause for one brief moment. Speaking of Black Widow, I also did a review of Black Widow. I'll put a time card up above so you can watch that. I got a comment on it saying I'm not interested in Black Widow. It was an okay movie. I did a review on it. If you want to check out my thoughts, you can check that out. There's a card up there to watch it. Just want to let you know I made a review of it. But yeah, let's get back to Loki. So there was another thought in mind I wanted to address before we got started, but I don't remember what it was. If I remember after this review, I'm probably so stupid. But anyway, let's get the first thing. So I actually have my notes here, as I said. But the first thing I'm going to start off with, like I kind of like to do this now in all of my reviews, is mention the score. The score was fantastic. Actually, my favorite. When I was watching WandaVision, I thought, man, this theme song is really nice. How can any of the other Marvel shows top this? And I still love the WandaVision theme song and all of the soundtrack in that, actually. But this show, the two main theme songs in this show are remarkable. Natalie Holt is actually the composer for this TV show, and it's great. They actually, one of the recurring instruments throughout the show is a theremin, which is actually quite unique and really, what's the word, like, very symbolic to this show in a certain way. And I really love the use of the theremin in it. Yeah, the two main theme songs, the TVA theme and the Loki Green theme, I just constantly listen to. Like, they're so remarkably composed, like, made. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, I love it. Also, the ending, apologies if you hear thunder right now. It is thundering. I'm doing a storm where I live, but I thought I'd record the video because I wanted to get this done. Like, the weather, like, screw the weather right now. Yeah, so the ending theme at the end of episode 6 is like the orchestral Loki theme, whatever this is. I don't know what it is because I went to Google it and it's actually not out yet, available on Amazon Music or whatever. So unfortunate events, but yeah, I love the ending theme at the end of the whole series, whatever they got going through the credits. The two main themes are unbelievable. The soundtrack throughout with the theremin and everything, mwah, and again, chef's kiss to the entire show, but we'll get back into that in a little bit. Alright, so starting up top here, I just like to talk about the score first because I love scores from TV shows and whatever, unless it's a really bad movie, but this is great. So yeah, props, the first thing I wrote down was props because I want to recognize everything in the TVA. Like, when you drop into the show, it has like 5 minutes I say give or take like 5 minutes. Again, I didn't analyze what was going on, or like the runtime of everything. But you got I like essentially 5 minutes of like a flashback scene of 2012 Avengers and Loki escaping, and then you have him going into taking the Tesseract, falling into unknown wherever land, the desert. It looks like Norway, or I can't remember where it is. I think it says it. But then after that, we're jumping straight into the TVA world, which is the Time Variance Authority, if you did not know. But I love when you get to the TVA, just the props. You got the old-fashioned TV. You have like old-fashioned desks. This when he walks into the room to get his aura, like just the old-fashioned desk. The computers. Well, there's not even there's computers, but it's like the old boxy type computers, and all this old tech that you don't see nowadays, and it's like an old-fashioned office. Even when, like, I love it when Casey says, "What's a fish?" and it's just like he says, I work in an office all day. Like, what's a fish? Like, I don't see the outside world. Like, how do you expect to know what a fish is when you don't go outside? Well, especially when they don't have all this magic. They can't use magic. They can't use They live in this like world where no water exists practically. So it's kind of unique in that sense too. Yeah, I just loved all the props that the TVA used. I did real quickly before I continue with my thoughts. I'm laughing at myself right now because as I was talking, I remembered what I forgot. I forgot to give a synopsis of the show. So I guess it's kind of out of order here because I try to do like a minute synopsis of like what the show is and then go into full spoiler mode. But I guess I could do it right now for those of you. I mean, I kind of said spoilery stuff already, but Loki, it actually is about the 2012 version of it. Just a little bit of guidance for you. Like if you're like, what is Loki about? I'll say that right now. So Loki is about the 2012 version of Loki after the Battle of New York, taken by essentially time cops, time police, which is known as the Time Variance Authority, TVA, and taken into their hands, their like office and what I just mentioned before, and along the throughout the show, Loki teams up with a variant of himself, and they have to go on this journey to find who is behind all of time, all of creation, in the timeline, who created the timeline, and then find out who's behind it all, and like take over this big threat during who created the timeline in the MCU. So that's basically what it's about, and other mischief happens along the way. So yeah, I forgot about that whole synopsis because I was talking about my shirt, I was talking about all this, and talking about my notes that I've got, and then I went full in mode. So it's not a bad thing. I just kind of wanted to like let you guys know what it is, so you're not like, what is this show about that you're talking about right now? All right, so let's continue with my notes here. I wrote down clever writing, story, and acting. So that's basically 3 in 1. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about it all, but I kind of want to talk about writing and story together. And I just love the fact, whoever created this, I think it was created for television by Michael Waldron. And mwah, thank you. He's also a writer for Rick and Morty, which is one of my favorite shows. I'll be doing a season 5 review of Rick and Morty later this year after the season is over. But yeah, it's like there's some connection to Rick and Morty I felt throughout the show, like just the time elements and stuff. I could feel it. Again, it wasn't as inappropriate as Rick and Morty, but it did, like, I felt like there was a connection with the writer himself. I don't have any I don't watch the director talk or anything, but it was just cool to see that this Rick and Morty guy comes over and does a Marvel project. There's actually 2 other people, Rick and Morty writers, that are connected to Marvel itself. One guy is doing Ant-Man and the Wasp. Another person lady's doing She-Hulk show. So I'm curious to see how they'll tie in stuff from that, like maybe writing and Easter eggs from that in there. But overall, the writing is fantastic. The story elements with, again, time travel and all of this, just the Loki variants. Again, I also wrote that down as my note as well. The Loki variants, the story with taking these different versions of Loki from alternate timelines. Now, at the end, it was a little confusing because I was listening to this podcast and they were like, okay, what timeline does the evil Loki come from if the multiverse was supposed to be one timeline, like the sacred timeline? Where did she come from? Because she must be from another timeline, but it must have just been one whole loop created to not branch off, which makes sense. But anyway, it's just something to think about. But I love the old classic Loki. I love boastful Loki. I actually made a custom of him. If you missed all the customs, I have them on my custom playlist. I actually have He Who Remains in mind. Actually, I made him a couple of days ago. The video already came out, but I'm recording this before I recorded that video. YouTube time travel, guys. So anyway, yeah, the story is fantastic with all these Loki variants. The acting is great too by Loki, Tom Hiddleston, Sylvie. Who played Sylvie? I'm so dumb right now because I don't remember who played Sylvie. After watching 6 weeks of this show, I don't know who played Sylvie. Really sad. But yeah, she did great acting as well. Mobius Owen Wilson steals the show. No, he did not say wow, but he does say how. So I thought it was great that he did that. A little bit of a nod to that almost. He also, let's see, Renslayer was a great character. I was thrilled to see Ravonna Renslayer in this. The Agent B-15 had a spectacular role, more of a like arc to her character in a way. And He Who Remains at the end. Oh, Miss Minutes was a really cool character, the cartoon clock. We thought she was just going to be in that cartoon clip at the beginning, but she was not. She had a full-on, like, episodic, well, I shouldn't say backstory. She had a full episodic arc character moments in the episode, so that was cool to see that, as well as He Who Remains. Stunning acting by Jonathan Majors. I haven't seen him actually in Lovecraft Country, which is where many people know him from, but his acting was really great and thorough. He brought something new to the table to the MCU. His acting was just not all over the place, just greatly done by, like, how he knew everything was going to happen, and like, look, this is the script, like, this is what's going to happen in a minute, 10 seconds, like 5 minutes from now, until the threshold happened, and like, oh, I don't know what's happening, and his acting, like, scared, like Sylvie was going to kill him. And then at the end, when he just winks at them, like, see you soon, like, you know, like, his talent, his performance was so talented and perfection. I don't think there was any lackluster with the character. It's just that we're going to see more of him in future projects and other variants of him, so it's going to be really amazing to see the variation behind like the acting styles of different versions of him, and see like how can he portray this character or portray this version of himself in this version and this version, so in different scenarios. So that's gonna be cool to see, and that kind of like actually puts my notes on Kang, if I want to go into that segue real quick. But yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place here, but the Timekeepers and Kang, I loved Kang's performance, and I knew Kang was going to show up based on all these Easter eggs, like the Timekeepers himself, when it kept focusing on that one image. And yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place here. So I watched episode 4 with my friends at camp, at youth group camp. If you missed that review, I'll put another time card up here. What the heck? I went to youth group camp. Check out that video. Great time over there. But I watched episode 4 on Thursday night with them. All my friends sat down, watched it for the first time. Then I watched it with my dad again Friday night, episode 4, if you missed it. Yeah, so that was one of my favorite episodes. Episodes 4 and 5 were probably my favorite 2 episodes. But yeah, when we watched episode 4, and apologies about Thunder, Kang or the timekeepers were there, I leaned over to my friend and said, look, Kang is going to show up. Like, Kang, I bet Kang is going to show up right here. And then when Sylvie just threw the knife all bonanza on him and just destroyed the timekeepers and they found out they were androids, I was wrong in the sense, oh, okay, Kang's not here right now. Like, Kang's not going to show up. But they showed the timekeepers, and they revealed that they were fake. Something was wrong. Something was not right in that scenario, but I knew that they had more potential, that they had some time to show Kang, and they did. Kang, as He Who Remains says, is the Conqueror, so therefore he's Kang the Conqueror, just not that version of himself, but in reality, it was great to see that character in the show. But yeah, I wasn't disappointed in episode 4 that we didn't see Kang. I was just like, dude, Kang, like, this part of the show is going to reveal Kang because they destroyed the timekeepers, meaning Kang has to show up later in the show, and he did. Also in episode 5, they had the Kang Tower, the QENG Tower, which was another element to show us Kang is going to show up at some point because he destroyed his own tower, which was in the void for some reason. Also, they had the Sphinx, the Great Pyramid of Giza in the void as well. Really fantastic Easter eggs to put in that because they were monuments to Kang in the comics. Also, Judge Renslayer back in the flashback when they took Sylvie to the TVA, on her outfit it says A23, which is a reference to the first comic book that Kang appears in with Ravonna, the Avengers A23 comic or something like that. So, cool stuff. I didn't actually personally know that. I watch a channel called New Rockstars that mentioned that, so I thought that was a nice little Easter egg to it. I didn't catch that myself, so I watched that from another YouTube channel. It'd be like, whoa, you know so much. Be like, no, I got that from somewhere else. But pretty cool Easter eggs, if I don't say so myself. So yeah, that's my opinion on the Timekeepers and Kang. Just I love their style and story, like way they destroyed the Timekeepers and boosted your energy, boosted your hype. Like, look, there's the Timekeepers, we're showing them, but they're not real. But then we got Kang, He Who Remains, who's a different version of Kang. It's just glorious stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna go on to the next, my next note thing that I wrote down. Bullet point. I can't think, guys. It's okay. I'm learning how to do this. Multiverse / Nexus. So yeah, the Multiverse and the Nexus events that happened in this show were really clever and well done. Now, like, I want to elaborate or just say something real quick about the Multiverse and how people are like, oh, this was supposed to happen in WandaVision. Why did they explain the Multiverse in WandaVision? Nobody said it was supposed to happen in WandaVision, guys. That was just, they just mentioned the Nexus event. They just mentioned Nexus in WandaVision. That was it. Like, Wanda's a Nexus being, but they said nothing about explaining the multiverse in WandaVision. The whole point of WandaVision was to do Wanda and Vision's story and tell its own story within that show. Loki was the show about the multiverse. I don't know what people are confused about and why they're so upset about it, but I just wanted to say that because if you're thinking that, don't think it because it's wrong. Anyway, my thoughts on the Multiverse and Nexus events here were glorious. Glorious purpose, in fact. But yeah, at the end, like in the beginning with the Multiverse cartoon story, was great. I love the animation style there. I also love I mentioned Miss Minutes. Her character is fantastic. I thought she was gonna have some more not backstory, like character moments, but her character moments on screen were fantastic, the way she was animated in real life, then on the computer. And at the end when she scares you, that creepy face, it didn't give me a heart attack, but I thought it was the creepiest thing in the entire show. So, nice little detail there with Miss Minutes. Bravo. But yeah, and then, so yeah, Multiverse. I love at the end when they just showed all the branches branching off. That was kind of redundant because why else would branches not branch themselves off? But like the outside the castle, the Citadel, you see all these blue lines and whatever, the electricity like branching off and whatever. So I cannot wait to see what happens in Multiverse of Madness with all those things happening. Actually, not Multiverse of Madness. Spider-Man Far No Way Home is the next thing that we'll introduce. That maybe What If as well. I really doubt going into What If that they'll explain all of these branching things, because it's not actually canon to the MCU. Because what I believe What If is going to be all these alternate storylines, swapping out these details, and then showing us what could happen in the MCU, but not actually happening in the MCU. So you're going out of Loki showing us, oh, this multiverse is now happening, but we're going to go into What If, showing you these alternate, like, swapping characters, whatever, but then going back into Spider-Man No Way Home and seeing what happens in the multiverse destruction or mischief, whatever. That's just my thought. I could be totally wrong. What If is something totally different that I'm missing. Now, I mean, again, they are swapping out details and characters and whatever, but I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see for that. Also, Shang-Chi's happening, but that's its own movie I'm so excited about, but nothing multiverse related, and also Eternals, but I'm still excited for that. So excited for Shang-Chi more than Eternals. I don't know why, I just am, but that's a different conversation. Anyway, let's continue. Wow, I'm trying to think of what I gotta say next here. A Loki variants. I talked about him. I liked Boastful Loki's outfit more than anything. I like Kid Loki. Also, the Nexus events. The Kid Loki killing Thor, that was his Nexus event. Wow. Like, unbelievable. And then President Loki shows up. I believe that was the Loki where... that was the Boastful Loki Thor? Like, I was confused when President Loki showed up because he said, "You're Thor." But I was confused. But anyway. Yeah, President Loki shows up, and apparently there were 9 other Lokis. I missed that entirely. I thought they were just random people, but maybe they were Lokis. And I'll have to go back and watch that episode or something. Go back and watch that scene. Before I forget, I didn't write this down, but everything in episode 5, Thanos Copter, the giant Yellow Jacket helmet, and Throg, the 3 best Easter eggs of that episode and probably the entire show. Just, it's amazing, glorious, purpose. No, okay, I said that already. Just amazing details and Easter eggs in that episode. But yeah, I love those Easter eggs, and the finale was great as well. I can't believe we're getting a season 2. It's been confirmed in the end that they put a stamp on the his file, on a file, whatever, and then shows us that we'll be getting a season 2. So yeah, before I talk about my predictions here, this is my favorite Marvel show just because of the writing, from how they take this character from back in 2012, take the Tesseract, and move their own story with the time travel. Time travel elements were amazing. Not very confusing. If some people found it confusing, that's their own thoughts and opinion. But I found it really nice, really wonderfully made. Story elements, time travel story, and going through the entire show. Episode 3 was my least favorite, I think, as is everyone's least favorite. Here's how I rank them. Episode 3 going to highest. Episode 3, then episode... what was it? Episode 3, probably episode 2, 1, 6, 6, 5, and 4. 4 is my favorite. Yeah, again, I don't dislike the first two, I mean. It's just because they're more talking than anything. The last one's more talking, but I was excited to see Kang and all this stuff. And it just, episode 6 just blew me away. Like, season 2 gets me hyped. So, I love that. So yeah, my favorite Marvel show in all those ways. And also, watching it at camp with episode 4 at camp with my friends was also a blast. I think that just boosted it for me in a certain way. I feel like that's so cheesy, but it really, if this was, it could have been WandaVision, but I can watch any of these shows with my friends, but to do it at camp with all of like my favorite friend, like my best friends, and watch it with them. It just made me like enjoy it on a higher level than ever before. This awesome show, Loki itself, was great to watch it with them. So I just want to mention that real quick. So season 2, I don't have many predictions. I kind of like want to give my predictions because since there is an official season 2, I didn't do this with WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier is getting a Captain America 4 movie, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Either, if that's not what it's called or whatever, something, they're making a Cap 4 movie because they better. I want Loki to get the spotlight for season 2 because WandaVision was a one and done thing. Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to get its own movie going into Captain America 4. Loki gets the spotlight for season 2 as a Disney Plus Marvel show. There doesn't need to be, Falcon and Winter Soldier is getting a season 2. None of that. I don't believe it. I would watch it because I watch any Marvel thing, but I need it to be a Captain America 4 movie, which I think is what's happening, but they haven't confirmed it for sure yet, so just have to wait and see what happens. But my predictions, because I don't have many predictions for what will or should happen, I'm just excited to see more versions of Kang, especially in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and again, as I said, no predictions really. I'm just excited to see probably more Loki variants, more hope Mobius gets a jet ski at some point. Hope that Loki and Mobius reconnect. Loki and Sylvie reconnect at some point in season 2. Maybe Loki will pop up in other future Marvel projects. That's pretty much all my predictions for what will happen. I had a weird theory, not even a theory, it's just a weird thought for season 2. What would be a cool Loki variant? I know this is far-fetched, but I thought it would be a neat idea since we've seen all these crazy Loki variants and stuff. Also, I like the hologram that Mobius had. It showed the athletic Loki, the Hulk Loki, whatever. That was pretty cool. All the other versions of them in that hologram projection. But if next season, if we saw a red-haired version of Loki that was Hades type guy, a more devilish type Loki, I think that would be quite neat. I just wanted to throw that out there, just spitballing. But because Loki himself is kind of devilish, demonic trickster. So why not bring in a red-haired version of Loki, variant of Loki, and be kind of like Hades? Not actually Hades, but a devilish demon sort of version of Loki with red hair. I just with the horns and red hair. I thought that'd be kind of neat to see. Not that I'm expecting oh, they need that on screen, but I think it would be something neat to see if they wanted a variant of Loki. Do that, red hair. Come on, ginger I don't know. I just thought about that. Something I had a thought, but anyway, those are my quote-unquote predictions for season 2. Those are all the notes I wrote down and everything I have to talk about for Loki, the Marvel Disney Plus show Loki, and it blew me away. As you can tell, if you probably can't tell, I love this show a lot. Watching with my friends, with my dad, yeah, so much to say, so much love in this show. Again, I'm excited for What If. I'm excited for all the other stuff, but by far, this will probably be my favorite Marvel show forever, especially since we're getting a season 2. When they say season 2 is coming out, when they release season 2, I'll just be so giddy. I'm so giddy right now because the show was amazing, and I was looking forward to this. How I'd rank the Marvel shows right now: Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, there you go. I'm sorry to you Falcon and Winter Soldier fans. It's my last one, but hey, they had to do some terrible writing. They messed everything up. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to make it downer. But anyway, that's my Loki review. Hope you guys enjoyed. There might be some content recommended over here. You can check out my other reviews up above. My camp video talking about what I did at camp up there as well. And subscribe to the channel over here if you have not subscribed already. Thank you so much for watching this review. Be out later this year for more reviews. Review after What If happens in a couple months. Review for Rick and Morty Season 5 coming soon after the season's over. And also other reviews. Probably do a review of Suicide Squad coming out later. And all this fun stuff, content that's coming out later this year, I'm super excited to review. So, as always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me at Instagram, BobaFett, links down below. Share these videos as well, hit that notification bell for more videos, reviews, and other videos, customs, and stuff that coming out in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Catch you guys in the next review. Don't forget to keep calm and play Lego. Bye, everyone.